Yo, what's good, gang? It's the Dope Guy, and I am back with another video, big dog. Yo, hope you guys are all doing well out there because I'm doing alright. And here I am spinning the block with content for y'all, man, on my soul. Hey, yo, today's video we got by Fern, and this is called Why McDonald's is Better Than Europe. Yo, shout out to all my people in Europe, bro. I haven't really had McDonald's in years, for real, bro. Like my family, they went cold turkey. They don't eat McDonald's, period. They don't rock with. They haven't probably eat. I think my niece is 6 years old. She's never had it, and she probably never will. So hey, like I said, McDonald's, my family don't really eat that. A lot of people don't really eat unless you are just starving and it's the last thing open if you like driving home somewhere. I don't know, but McDonald's doesn't really get eaten a lot in my family, and yeah, a lot of people don't really care for it like that. You probably feed that to your kids, but maybe you shouldn't do that either. That's what people say. But the fact that this video is saying that it's better in Europe, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure that it might be better, and I can't wait to tap into this video. But before we do that, subscribe to the Dope Guy, that way to get notifications every time I upload, and follow me on Snapchat and Instagram right across the bottom of the screen. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer because you already know this. Go, big dog. Let's get into it. Yes, sir.
On November 19, 2022, Juan Baus tweeted this picture. Absolutely loving the design of this reusable packaging that's being introduced at McDonald's France. The reusable packaging went viral, like really viral. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, retweeted him and said something French. We saw all of this and had a lot of questions. How come McDonald's is introducing this type of packaging?
Right.
Why in France? And why does it look so good?
Looks better. We'll see.
In the following months, we went down a rabbit hole and ended up modeling the entire dishware collection. As it turns out, sleek fry containers tell many stories. How the European Union is bringing conglomerates like McDonald's to their knees, not just in France, but all over the continent. How a country known for everything fancy developed a truly unique relationship with fast food, and a completely different type of McDonald's, McDo.
What?
McDonald's in France, you don't understand how popular it is.
And, of course, how good design can transform experiences.
Have you ever been to a McDonald's in Paris?
No? Why?
Let's tap in.
This is your life in weeks if you are lucky enough to turn 80 years old. And this is the amount of time you spent on your career. 80,000 hours. We choose to spend this time on researching McDonald's packaging for YouTube videos. You probably want to spend all that time on something meaningful that makes a big positive difference in the world. 80,000 hours is also the name of today's sponsor, a non-profit that wants to help you figure out how to do that. They've been researching the question of how you can find a fulfilling career that does good for years. They have a website that provides you all that research, a podcast, and also a newsletter. They have a job board that provides hundreds of open listings for potential high-impact career paths. And all of their advice and research is free, forever. So, if you're not sure how to do something that feels meaningful, helps others, and makes a positive difference, maybe check out their in-depth career guide at 80,000hours.org/fern. Life is short, but what you do with your decreasing time is up to you. Anyway, it all started with a simple message. Yo, Juan, would you be down? He was.
There is something there. The whole ad campaign around it, and I think people's reactions to it are quite good. But then also maybe like, the question is like, are people going to steal this?
When Juan is not going viral and getting featured in Drew Gooden videos, he's a UX writer for some of the biggest brands out there. Oh, and Juan also lives in Paris. To get a better look at this weird new packaging, we needed a man on the ground. Juan was that man.
Packaging definitely looks better in France.
The design is truly spectacular. We will get to that in a minute.
Look at that.
First, we need to understand why this is happening. As we reviewed Juan's footage and dug deeper, we realized that it's not just the packaging that makes French McDonald's special.
Does it taste different?
Chapter 1. The Rise of McDonalds.
Fast food in France do not seem like a good match. It's the country of fine dining, Michelin stars, and long-lasting dinners in cozy bistros. When McDonald's came to the country in 1997, the French were skeptical.
70, 80 top chefs in the country took out a newspaper ad in the country's biggest newspaper saying that they thought it was preposterous that McDonald's was coming to France.
Wow.
And they were like, this is absolutely ridiculous. We need to stop this fast food thing.
But
Damn, so France don't really rock with fast food like that, and they didn't want McDonald's there? Damn.
could not help but indulge, like everybody else on the planet.
Ici, c'est plus complet, c'est plus sympa.
Nonetheless, the company remained controversial for decades. In 1992, it launched a poster campaign showing the French chef and absolute superstar Paul Bocuse secretly dreaming about a Big Mac while examining a pile of plump chickens.
Wow.
The chef sued right away for $2.7 million.
You sued for
When I found
that?
out these were real Big Mac advertisements, I immediately contacted my lawyers and instructed them to seek damages.
Damn.
How can I be seen promoting this tasteless, boneless food in which everything is soft?
Oh, okay.
His lawyer added the ad would be
An intolerable insult to the Pope of world cuisine.
7 years later, it got much worse for the fast food chain.
Oh, damn.
At the time, the World Trade Organization and the US were trying to force Europe to accept imports of hormone-induced beef. Europe resisted, and the US in turn imposed heavy duties on certain luxury products as a retaliatory measure. One of the items targeted was Roquefort cheese, from France. French sheep farmers were angry, and they found a symbol of American global capitalism and trade doctrine like no other. McDonald's. So a French horde went and utterly wrecked a restaurant of the chain, which was currently under construction in the small French city Millau. The horde was led by the activist and sheep farmer José Bové, the Frenchest-looking man of all time. I mean, what even is this pipe? The McDonald's incident made Bové a national hero and
Damn.
leader of the French anti-globalization movement. He published a best-selling book 2 years later, and in 2007 he ran for president. Later he went into European politics, all on the back of really hating McDonald's.
José Bové rose to global fame 15 years ago after he demolished a half-built McDonald's.
However, despite Bové's crusade, McDonald's could not be slayed. Off the bat, it had a competitive advantage over brasseries, bistros, and cafés. The restaurants were designated as takeout joints. This meant the value-add tax was just 5.5% versus the 19.6% at gastronomic restaurants. The food was cheap, and the French economy was bad, as
Damn.
always. Another factor played a much bigger role, though. McDonald's always has been good at inserting itself into the local culture of the country it operates in.
I'm sure it has.
Nowhere has it
Shit, McDonald's one of the biggest food chains in the world, so I can imagine.
succeeded on such a scale as in France. The company realized
But they
that
did not
French
want it.
customers were drastically different from American ones. Americans visited McDonald's more often, at any time of the day, frequently alone, opting for takeout 70% of the time.
Right.
In contrast, the French came in groups, spent more money per visit, and significantly more time in the restaurants. 70% of them dropped in during regular lunch and dinner hours. French McDonald's was not treated like a takeout place by customers, but like any other bistro. As NPR puts it, sitting down to a meal is a cornerstone of French culture. So
Okay.
the chain adapted. In the US, its restaurants are designed to attract people from afar. The Golden M glooming high, calling you to that sweet, sweet drive-in in a car. The interior is often a little uncomfortable, intended to minimize customer visiting time and maximize purchasing turnover.
Right.
In France, the restaurants are often sleek, modern, and comfortable. You can find relatively cozy corners
Yeah, that looks
designated
comfortable. Yeah,
specifically
I'd rather eat
for
there.
larger groups of people.
I ain't gonna lie, out here, McDonald's restaurants never look that cozy, never look that welcoming for real. Sometimes you just want to grab your food and leave, you know what I'm saying? So in France, with them more so likely them wanting to sit down and eat, you had to switch it up. You had to make the changes so people could, feel welcome and feel comfortable eating their food.
And there's even table service. On the outside, the Golden M is often subdued on the facade. The architecture is regionally diverse. McDonald's in France almost doesn't feel like fast food.
Right.
That is so apparent, even the dumbest show on the planet, Emily in Paris, noticed.
This is so chic. There's no grimace, no hamburglar.
What's a hamburger?
Never mind.
Products are locally sourced, and they are unique offerings like the obvious McBaguette, but also a croque McDo. McDonald's does this everywhere, of course. but they do it very well in France.
Right.
There's a funny little review of the world-famous La Dorée macarons in Paris on TripAdvisor. The reviewer concludes, "The macarons taste the same as the ones sold at McDonald's across the road, except for 4 times as much as the price."
Damn.
You see, this person from London is not just angry, they are onto something. The macarons at McDonald's are indeed manufactured by the same company. Today, McDonald's is universally called McDo in France. It is a cultural institution and even has its own slogan.
Venez comme vous êtes. So like, come as you are.
It is considered to be one of the biggest and most profitable markets for McDonald's in the world. So, McDo is special. But why would they come up with reusable dishware? It seems like quite...
Yeah, I figured that was reusable too.
Well, the root of it all is the EU.
Chapter 2. EUs War on Plastic.
Sometimes people don't realize how powerful the EU actually is. The European Union's executive body, the Commission, can issue directives. These directives are goals, which must be achieved by all member countries. But every country can decide on how to get there. Once translated into national law, the member states must notify the Commission, which in turn checks if it is A-OK. Then, the directive needs to be enforced in every country. If a member fails, it may get fined. A particularly famous directive is Directive 2019/904 of the European Parliament and of the Council of 5 June 2019. Okay, whatever, nerds. Basically, it's a big EU move to reduce the impact of plastic on the environment. This includes the much ridiculed ban of plastic straws and balloon sticks. But
see, my first experience with I was in Florida like 4 years ago. Went to this diner and they had paper straws. That was my first introduction to paper straws. And I'm like, what the hell is this? As soon as I put the straw in my drink, the straw just crumbled and just got all mushy. I was pissed off. I was like, bro, like I even asked the waitress at the time, like, what are they doing with paper straws? Well, I've never seen a paper straw for real. And she said, hey, that was the new thing because they didn't want to use plastic. I'm like, man, hell no. No way. I don't know. Maybe that's a Florida thing, but don't give me no paper straw, bro.
in truth, it goes much further than plastic straws becoming paper ones. For example, the directive makes single-use plastic producers pay to clean up single-use trash. And finally, the important point, it forces member countries to find ways to reduce the consumption of single-use plastics, such as food containers and beverage cups. France is always exceedingly extra and top of the class in combating plastic.
Okay.
They've gone way above what was expected and banned new single-use plastic packaging from 2040. From early 2025, new plastic packaging has to be made of 100% recycled plastic.
Damn, okay.
And since the beginning of 2023, single-use packaging is banned from French fast food restaurants. Which brings us to this.
Chapter 3. Le dessin est incroyable.
When we first chatted with Juan, he shared our initial fascination with the French McDonald's reusable packaging.
If you look at the fries basket, like it looks sort of, you can immediately tell what it is.
Yeah.
McDonald's fries basket. But it looks kind of modern. It looks kind of like, apple-fied. Yeah, they kind of nailed it with the design.
Juan also filmed how you ultimately return the dishware.
You just return it all.
The process seems a lot more dignified than the usual dumping of 500 kilograms of trash into an oversized, nasty, overflowing.
Yeah, it's disgusting, I ain't gonna lie.
We went on to model the dishware based on his footage and promotional material. Because, why not? It's undeniably French. The design studio behind it is called Helium. They picked a plastic called Trident for the various containers, which is similar to glass and ceramic in its hardness and transparency, and preserves the organoleptic qualities of vents, graining, striations have all been designed to address their functions in the best possible way. Greasy hands need great grip. The development of this technology took over 2 years. Unsurprisingly, it gets stolen a lot. The reused dishware went viral with good right. But it's just one small part of a much more elegant whole. For a country where eating at the restaurant is the norm, it makes even more sense that the food is not needlessly overpacked anymore. However, it's unclear if relying on reusable plastic is actually more sustainable than switching to long-wearing glass or china.
Okay.
The French government promises to remain vigilant on this question. McDonald's has been doing very tiny steps towards improving their packaging for more than 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
Ironically, we made a video in German before knowing about all this, criticizing the chain for greenwashing their enormous trash footprint in Germany and pretend fixing the issue. Some EU directives, and one chunky national law later, we get this. To us, this is a story of how business, if set on the right track through legislation, can really leap forward. McDo really did turn around the French anti-plastic legislation to their benefit, simply through introducing a design so noteworthy, people talk about it.
Yeah, man, to get the experience you want, man, they had to make all them changes. Reusable. If this was out here, I don't know if the reusable stuff would even be a thing. People would probably accidentally throw it away, or they'll think it's so nice, they'll take that shit home, man. People be crazy out here. But yeah, man, you know, shout out to France for creating a better environment for people to enjoy sitting down eating their food, especially at McDonald's. They didn't even want it there. But, you know what I'm saying, out there in France, people rather sit down to eat because most people like to take their food home and eat in the comfort of their home. But in France, they rather just sit and eat it while at the restaurant. So they had to make all these major changes to make it comfortable for consumers to buy the product and to actually eat in the place. So shout out to them for that. I would love to experience McDonald's in another country. I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe something like France, just to see it compared to what I've been used to out here in America. And I know it's gonna be a huge culture shock. The food probably tastes a little better. It probably tastes better. I'm pretty sure it does. Cause out here, it ain't it for real. It is what it is. Like, people will eat it if it ain't nothing else open, bro. Like, that's how people feel about McDonald's. You eat it when there's nothing else open. Like, it is what it is. But yo, shout out to everybody in Europe. Man, I hope y'all enjoying your experience with eating McDonald's, man. Having reusable items and whatnot, like cups, the things for the fries, the little cups for the fries, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man, for experiencing that, on God. But yo, I hope you enjoyed the reaction to this video. If you enjoyed my reaction, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Dope Guy Big Dog. Hit the notification bell whenever I upload. Follow right here on Snapchat and Instagram right across the bottom screen. Any other videos you may check out, please comment in this video, my other videos, and leave likes and comments on all my videos to help grow the channel, help with the algorithm for sure. Any more videos you may check out, leave a comment in the comment section below. No, I got you. I'm gonna spin the block. But yeah, man, it's the Dope Guy, and I am out. Yes, sir.